Welcome to Tower Hamlets, where I live, or a no-go area if you're Tory Minister Paul Scully.
The point I'm trying to make is if you look at parts of Tower Hamlets, for example, where there are no-go areas.
It's been a tough week for the Conservative government. First, the former deputy chairman was accused of Islamophobia. Then a former minister said parts of London were no-go areas. So now I'm here in Tower Hamlets to check that I still can be. So the government minister, what he said this was a no-go area. Have you ever heard of that term before? Didn't say that it was an area that you would have to avoid.
Oh, by no means, no.
Especially the Indian restaurants, they are amazing.
Yeah.
No, not at all. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just another silly move by the Conservative government to stoke fear and anger among people who live in places that they don't, outside of London or Birmingham or any of the major cities.
We moved here from America. I mean, granted, 25 years ago, but there were definitely places, we moved here from Chicago, definitely places where you would not want to go in Chicago.
This man, he don't know what he's talking about. That's it. Has he been on the road? Has he been on Brick Lane itself? What he knows about Brick Lane, obviously, yeah.
I don't think he does, actually.
Yeah, well, this is it. This government is appalling anyway. It's not only the minister, all of them. No one knows what he's saying. No one knows what he's talking about. It's just like they must leave, I guess. That's it.
I don't think it is, quite honestly. I think it's the height of fashion and young people's vibrancy. I think it's cool now. Many years ago, so I've been driving a cab for 41 years now, it was a little bit edgy, you could say that, yes. But young folks have moved in and see vintage everywhere.
Again, I think it's just created to stoke fear in people who don't know any better. Like, there's no-go areas in London. There are areas where you have to be careful, and streetwise, definitely, but that's true in any major city in any part of the world. So,
Are you looking forward to the election?
I do, actually, I do. Yeah, we need some change. We do need some change.
No, I think it's just another silly initiative by this government to distract people from the real issues, which is like the NHS is on its knees, nothing's really working properly. The trains, like if you want to get anywhere in this country, it's a total nightmare. And yet they're talking about this, which is a non-issue, and no one's worried about this.
I mean, local councils are going bankrupt up and down the country.
Yeah, but let's talk about no-go areas and make people afraid.
Yeah. London's a brilliant city. And, it's like all cities. You have good places and bad places, but, you've got to experience it all. It's wonderful. There's a pulse to it, isn't there? We're all buzz.
Very much so.
Yeah, we love it. We always come back. We're outside London now, but we always come back to London.
How long have you lived in Tower Hamlets for?
It's been a decade, actually. Been off and on. But I'm from all over London, to be honest. But this is the beautiful street of London, of Tower Hamlet. Yeah.
Do you feel safe in Tower Hamlets? What's it like to live in?
You can feel safe anywhere in London. If you're safe, you're gonna be safe. If you're bad, you're gonna find the trouble.
I feel safe. It feels like home to me.
So you're from the area. What do you think of it? Is it a nice place to live?
It's a pretty nice place. I mean, it's a bit busy. It gets kind of a bit too hectic, but I sort of like how there's just a lot going on at once, I guess. It's nice.
Do you feel like it's a safe place to live?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I'm saying that because I'm a man who dresses pretty all in black and is tall, so I don't really have a lot of issues. But I think it's mostly a pretty safe area.
Recently, a government minister called this a no-go zone because it was so dangerous. What do you think of that?
I mean, it's probably got some racial undertones. Probably. I mean, no one says a no-go zone and then probably hasn't been there for about 30 odd years. And I mean, that's just annoying to say.
Interestingly enough, a colleague and I walked down here because I love this area. I'm from New York City, Brooklyn, New York, and I find that this is what old school New York City used to feel like. There's a lot of culture, a lot of people, it's very diverse food. This is the hotel that I usually stay at, which is why we're walking over here right now. But I love this area. I think it feels authentic. So in terms of it being a no-go zone, I'm happy to come here.
I mean, Tower Hamlet, you got Shoreditch, you got Bethnal Green, you got Hoxton. That's all nice and quiet and beautiful places, to be honest. I know. Maybe some corners. Like I said, at least if you want to looking for the trouble, there is a trouble everywhere.
Do you think that's something the government should be focusing on right now, calling Tower Hamlets a no-go zone?
I mean, if they think it's a no-go zone, maybe just a dash more funding into not getting it completely gentrified, or anything else would be better, I guess.
What do you think the government should be focusing on right now?
I mean, I think they should start putting their nose into conflicts that don't involve them, or especially going into, conflicts that they're on the wrong side for, in my opinion. And I guess maybe some social care, some sort of, I don't know, just some help for the people, I guess.
Tory MP Paul Scully might not be right about Tower Hamlets, but when I put my mind to it, I could think of a few parts of our capital that I would consider no-go areas.